You've seen this already.
Yeah. God damn
How do you feel about this?
This is worse than Mr. Burcham. This is really bad.
It also doesn't make any sense. It's even more nonsensical, but I kind of like it.
It has more of a Brickleberry art style than Mr. Burcham. It sort of has Brickleberry's tonality more so.
Sorry for the hole in your wall. Good job triggering all these liberals in the replies. Trust me, no one is triggered by this. I punched a hole in my wall from anger. Sorry for the hole in your wall.
This account admin is like days away from death. This is a 93-year-old social media manager.
Bro, they got, what do you mean? They got
Larry Elder.
They got Larry Elder, yeah.
What? Larry Elder's in this? Oh my God. Let me fucking drop everything.
Binary?
How do you know that word?
I learned it in school.
That's why I'm locked up.
Norm, the judge agreed.
Yeah, he showed his dick at a school. That's why he's locked up.
I have to go introduce myself to my neighbors. What if they have pronouns?
What condition?
Where's my room?
That's
You're
staying here?
Chaz is part of a new government program
To re-educate homophobic, transphobic, racist.
Charlie, finally, someone normal.
I don't understand.
God.
You're black.
I love how like in all these like new conservative adult animation shows, they always give like the anti-woke hero like a black best friend.
Yeah.
Because it's just like the pervasive fantasy of like a black guy thinking you're cool.
Yeah.
It's like every stupid American wants that.
Well, that, and then they also reveal like why he's there to begin with, which is like the woke guy is like, but you're black.
Yeah.
That just Black Whisper?
You're his friend.
What is Black Whisper?
I don't know. There's a weird like outgrowth of conservative idpol where they're like, you need to sit your white ass down and listen to conservative black voices.
Yeah, I just like
I don't know what it is. It's just, why do all of them have this character? They all have a character who's like a 50-year-old black guy who's like, I'm black, but like this woke stuff is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You're cool, Mr. Burcham. This one is just
it's so bad it kind of does loop around to being good, in my opinion. It's like so indecipherable. Like its politics are all over the place. It feels like you have to be like a Facebook-induced schizophrenic who's like at least 48 to be able to enjoy this. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, those are the references I understand. I don't think a normal conservative is gonna sit around and watch this. Like this is specifically for like all those all-in podcast listeners, you know, like the VC guys, like the I'm a Republican in a liberal enclave type people.
Yeah, this is like, it's for people who wish that the Republican Party was more like a European style hard right party, but they're like too stupid to express that. But like Mr. Burcham is, at the end of the day, it's very, very bad, remarkably bad, historically bad, but it is still a conventional bad show. Regardless of its political leanings, it's the actual writing and plots and characters, acting. It is all of a piece of like just bad adult animation. It's very similar to other shows like that in just its, fluid relationship to reality, the tenuousness of the jokes, the dated references, etc. This is like, I can't quite place. This has a lot of aspects that are similar to other shitty adult animation, but it's so like untethered and fake feeling. There's like a certain like hollowness, like a lack of a plan
It
to
feels like it literally feels like it's AI. I think I'm pretty sure AI wrote it.
Yeah, because there's just such little relationship between like one line of dialogue to another or one event to another. With Mr. Burcham, like that relationship is bad and clunky, but it exists. This is just like 50 different resentments all thrown out, conflicting with each other. Nothing ends before the other thing begins. It's the show running equivalent of those AI pictures where a woman has like in place of a torso one tit and an ankle and like a belly
Like a
button
bunch
on her
of old
forehead.
people in the replies like, oh, I'm so lonely.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing.
Speaking of, when you coming back to the trophy shop?
As soon as I get rid of this, which means I gotta take in that?
Chaz is here to re-educate Norm.
In non-bonery studies.
Fucking got him.
What?
Non-bonery studies.
Oh,
Why? This is why you got an ankle bracelet on, you fucking pervert.
Is he saying like I wouldn't fuck him? What? I don't.
No, he's like, instead of non-binary studies, he's saying non-bonery studies, as in like it's a double entendre on like
I know,
kids
but it's
getting
like,
their dicks chopped off, which they will make a reference to. Which is like, I think that there's nothing more anti-comedy than like, this is literally like in 2014, 2015, at the end of the Obama era, liberals were like, oh, you can't have bad characters in shows or whatever. Like rad libs were like going crazy over, sanitizing culture or whatever. Like if they had their way, this is the reverse of this is what it would look like.
No, yeah, no, I've always said that like these shows and like Mr. Bertram, they're a mirror image to like the equivalent adult animation of the latter Obama era and early Trump era. All those fucking terrible adult animated shows. There was that one with the fucking royal family that was terrible. Not all of them were expressly liberal. Some of them were, but the ones that were political and outlook had the exact same problem where they're trying to cram in 57,000 jokes from Twitter that from the week that this was written into an episode that's going to show up 7 months later. There's no like there's just no actual attention paid to, is this a watchable thing?
He loved being a YouTuber.
People made fun of me for being French. DNA and me showed I was 8% Navajo. Nobody's made
Like Ben Shapiro trying to react to TikTok clips and shit is so
It's
like
so depressing.
it like, dude, what are you doing, man? What are you fucking doing, big dog? Just like do the thing that you've been doing, okay? None of this other shit.
It's like watching a Korean War veteran trying to hit the gritty. It's just so depressing. It's like, can't you just do your normal thing? Like say that like any criticism of Israel is like anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Just play the violin.
Yeah, don't do this.
Stop doing this, dude.
Yeah, you're supposed
You're
to be
not
like
that
the
type of guy.
intellectual. Yeah, you're not a funny guy. Don't try to be a funny guy, okay?
making fun of me now or my people who are victims.
I'm 13% victim.
Is he doing a try not to laugh challenge?
Order now and find out if your friends should be more.
Oh, that's so gross.
that
It's gross.
sucks,
Seeing him
dude.
laugh is gross. It just like it triggers a fight or flight response in me.
I hate how like gradual it is, where he's like, I can feel some mirth rising. All right, now we're laughing.
DNA and me. Are you in? Hell
Yeah, that is true. Has always aspired for greater things. Believe it or not, his life
Brilliant.
goal has
Content.
not been reacting
I'm
to woke
oh my
TikTok
God.
compilation episode 700.
Learning how to
Despite
do
having gone
content.
to USC for political science and Harvard Law, his true passion has always seemed to be in creative writing. He's written multiple novels as well as political books.
Oh, you read his
Well,
novels.
yeah, we read True Allegiance. His novels are fucking awesome. They are like the hadiths for like boomer neoconservatism. Like all the plots of all his novels are like it will always open in like Tehran, and there will be like a mullah who's like, thank you for meeting with me, the head of the cartel. Together we can work together to blame Jews for our own failures. Let's put a nuke on an airplane.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There's also Mr. Bertram, which I'm currently caught up on. Unfortunately, it's animated in Spain for $13, and you can tell. The show is about a woodshop teacher who's
Actually,
real
not
conservative
animated
in this
Spain.
crazy.
If anyone heard our Mr. Bertram episode, Ben Clarkson, the very talented animator we've worked with on a bunch of things, did some extensive research. I think it's actually animated in a Baltic nation.
Yeah, dude, own that fraud. Ethan is online with your fucking bullshit investigative reporting. He's in the chat right now.
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't think that's like
Own
a
him.
major error.
No, own him. Own him for his,
I think the video is good. I just
own him for
I
his
make mistakes like
own him
that
for his
too.
lack of journalistic integrity.
I wanted out our own original reporting that someone else did that I didn't do.
Yeah, that's right, dude. 47-month subscriber. Ethan is online. He's a fan of yours as well.
Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah, it's a terrible premise. It's so unfunny. And it's made by a guy who is almost exactly the kind of person he is constantly whining about. That's you, Adam Carolla. That's you. I like how the intro is so similar to King of the Hills.
Good point. I didn't realize that's what Adam looks like now.
The show is a lot like King of the Hill if every character was a miserable, unlikable, bitter conservative.
¿Dónde está el baño?
No speaking Spanish in my class. Burro.
Cabrón.
The show can't engage in satire because it's made by people who are really sensitive to being the butt of the joke. I mean, that's why they made this show. Finally, it's conservative time to make fun of everyone else.
No phones in the wood shop.
But this is an emergency. There's a cat tapping on TikTok.
Now there's a cat drowning in the sawdust bin. Fish it out after class.
Greatly
A
overestimated the
dabbing
appeal
joke
of...
in 2024.
Yeah, that's what-
awesome.
That's what fucking libtards like.
yeah.
Cats dabbing.
Yeah. Hey, you fucking stupid bitch. You can't go to you'rethemannowdog.com anymore. Try going to E-Bombs World now on your Nokia N-Gage, you bitch. Damn, Adam, you roasted them.
Also, where the fuck is the joke? Like, where's the joke? Like, is the joke that like the stupid liberal is looking at a cat dabbing? Is that supposed to be the joke?
This is this is an endemic problem with like shows like Mr. Bertram and this though. There's never just one joke. There's always three jokes. And like great animated shows like Crime Era Simpson, they would do this a lot where there's like a multi-layered joke, right? Where something's working on 2 or 3 levels. It's very quick, very witty. You know, maybe when you're a kid, when you watch, you don't catch it the first time around, but you catch it later. But my point is there's a very efficient economy of speech and actions in the joke to accomplish that. Whereas with with a show like Mr. Bertram or The New Norm or really anything like this, whether it's conservative or not, they can't decide on what the hook should be for an individual scene. So they'll have like a bunch of ideas, and the ideas are, oh, we should make fun of how kids say that they need phones for emergencies, but they're just watching fucking TikTok all day. Or, I have this really good joke, what if a cat, yeah. Or what if threw the phone in sawdust? And
that's what I mean.
All those ideas are great. Let's do all of them, but they all suck, and they all suck more than the one that came before them.
That's supposed to be the punchline. The punchline is him throwing the phone in the sawdust. Like, that's not, like, what?
But it's like, that's what you have when you have like a writer's room of people who either like,
car crash victims,
people who like got drummed out of minor league baseball for threatening to kill Obama, failed Hollywood writers, just like the typical people you would imagine, right, for a show like this. None of them say no to each other because they all suck. None of them have good ideas. So every idea is great, and we have to go with every idea in this 22-minute long show. So every fucking micro scene or little cutaway joke is a fucking car crash of 7 terrible jokes.
This is a smart saw.
This is a stupid store. Who's in charge here? Where's the manager?
Ew, we don't have a manager. All team members are equals. Plus, manager has the word man in it, and we prefer gender neutral. Or womanager, but that's kind of hard to say and disrespectful to the dyslexia community, okay?
It's not like they actually write any jokes for the actor to say in that voice. Or any jokes at all, really. Mr. Bertram is a wonderful...
Oh, gross. Oh my God. He said manager has the word man in it.
It's like, who has
liberals are actually fucking hysterical. Like, there are so many things you can make fun of. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, people always use the example of like Mike Judge as someone who like leans right but makes really good stuff, right? And it's like, I think about how Mike Judge wrote that character, basically, like the fucking annoying guidance counselor liberal guy in like 1992, and he was a funny character because he was like tethered to reality in at least some tangible way. This is like, no one has ever said this shit. No one will ever say this shit. This is just sitting around imagining things to get mad at and then being like, they're fucking assholes for doing this. It makes me sick. There's not even a joke.
But it's so, like you said, untethered from reality that like, who the fuck goes, well, that's relatable because I've encountered that in the real world. Like, you haven't.
No, right. It's
just like not a thing that has ever happened in the history. It's not even like absurdist comedy though. It only makes sense as a reference if like that is how you have hallucinated liberals in your mind.
Yeah. I mean, here's another problem. This is a classic entertainment problem, but the longer that you work in entertainment and in any sort of with any type of like self-sufficient where you are capable of having it be your only income, the longer that you do it, the more divorced from like a normal life you get, and the further away those memories of like working for a wage and things like that become. And it can get more difficult to like write jokes or come up with ideas that sort of hinge on a normal relationship to reality. It's definitely not impossible. There are people who have been very successful for a really long time and are able to do that. But when no one involved in the product, like with Mr. Bertram, has any frame of reference, any tangible real life experience that anyone has,
like go outside, encounter people before you write shit like this.
Where it's all people who have only existed in the conservative think tank environment, or like a guy who was in entertainment 20 years ago and hasn't done anything since the first Obama administration, then like they don't have enough of a grip on reality or day-to-day life or what working a job is like for there to be any like appreciable texture or friction or gravity to any of it.
It's just like, it's so far removed from reality that I don't even think this is something that you see in the broader internet.
No, yeah.
Like even if you're like a shut-in, okay, devoid of any sort of human contact, this is not a thing that you have seen on the internet unless like your feed is exclusively like Bill Maher and that's like the furthest most like liberal you go to, and it's him making fun of those people as well, the imaginary grievances.
There are like tons of like fucking funny, stupid, rad lib things out there, right? None of them are like this. Exactly. It's not like this. It's actually way funnier than this.
The most out of touch individuals imaginable are finally given a platform to vent about their stupid fake grievances. Look how many people we can animate nodding and clapping, even though it looks like shit. Mr. Bertram is a character Adam Carolla has been trying to make work for a long time. There was even an animated pilot for the whole show in 2011.
Now, Mr. Bertram, I know you know Carver is a...
Wait, this was like significantly better drawn in 2011.
Animation used to look a lot fucking better, I'll tell you that.
That's crazy.
Not free zone.
Am I the only one who sees the irony and
so much better?
Yeah, what the fuck? It's like actually legible.
Animation looked way better before like the mega trend of sort of Rick and Morty and Brickleberry knockoff.
Still not a great premise, still stupid, but at least it looked a little better. I mean, at least more reminiscent of what it was trying to imitate. Now it's like a blend of Family Guy and Big Mouth and shit that is from a butt. Another show the Daily Wire is currently producing is called The Pendragon Cycle. It's based on a novel of the same name about the story of King Arthur, written by a very Christian author.
What's the Pendragon Cycle generally about? I have never heard of this series, but I'm excited to watch it. It is
crazy outfit.
About Arthur Pendragon, ultimately, although we don't meet Arthur in this.
Bro, don't be jealous that Jeremy Boring has swag.
Yeah,
dude.
Jeremy Boring is fucking drift out in Balenciaga.
Dude, what is he? Why is he wearing a t-shirt?
That's a crazy outfit. This is like what every rapper who was on trial in the mid '90s wore to court.
Like he's wearing wearing a fucking 3-piece with a t-shirt, bro. What the fuck? Take the second piece off at least.
He's wearing the Elden Ring. He fucking robbed Mesmer the Impaler.